Right. C1x updates time again. Continuing the theme here, going to be another shorter video, but let's get set up here. Act like we were at least slightly prepared to do this. All right, so last time we kind of put finishing touches on shot types. I actually made a couple more edits just to background color and border. Yeah, it's all right. Let's try bumping the width up here. A little bit thicker. Yeah, okay. I'll stop messing with shot type. So next thing that we are on to is shot logging. So how this guy looks. Now, don't want this. I don't want this. I want this graph. This code. A lot of stuff to go through. And I've got a long list. Previous lists have been a little bit shorter. This one takes up almost a whole page on my notebook. So we're probably not going to get through it all right now. First thing I'm going to do is not even going to be the easiest, but I think I'm going back and forth now. So my original intention was to make everything on this view look like these cards do. Like, I definitely don't want to have two different looks to it. But I do like the animation of the buttons better. Let's look here on the flight path row. What we got? We got flight, expanded size box, page view builder, item builder, return, padding. It's an animated container. So I could just put these in here. Tap. I don't know. I do like the way the buttons look, man. So maybe I don't change it to a card and I try to change these to buttons. That's definitely an option. We can try this. All stats log button. Flight. Page view. Padding. Horizontal padding only right now, which we do need to fix, certainly. Let's just try this and see what breaks. All right, so we're hiding the padding for now. Animate to page. It's still within a page view. widget.onSelected. All right, so let's try this then. Let's do this. Let's grab this. All right, button width and button height. Yeah, I guess not something I was setting previously. What was I doing for like footing? Is it getting passed in? No, button width is, I see. So I probably want to do the same thing here. I'm getting a button height passed in. Space after label. I don't want max width. Well, yeah, we could do that. Required this stuff. Max width. Double max width. And then up here, let's go. Final. Button width is equal to widget dot max width divided by 3 for now. And I know I'm going to eventually want spacing between these, so we're going to just go ahead and get ahead of that. Symmetric. And let's go horizontal 4.0. Yeah. Okay. Now what was I doing? Button width. Button width we have now. Widget dot button height. Okay. Still got an error. Oh, because I got to pass the width. Duh. Max width is max W minus 16. I was pretty consistent on that. Okay. We'll try it again. Let's do a reset. I got buttons now. Where am I going? I don't know. Still, how do I set it up within the rest of these? Because one obviously looks much better than the others. Return. I'll leave stats log button space evenly. Is my height just not adding up, or? So in release angle, we've got button width, we've got button height. Button height is getting passed, button width is width minus space after label divided by 4. Okay. I'm starting to get the idea. Let's copy this down here. Widget dot space after label, which I was already getting past. So I get max width passed the same way. For button height, you're still passing those the same way too. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's not great, but I do like that they are consistent at least. This is still working okay. All right, so button design to look like the card, replace current graphics. We went the other way, made the cards look like our buttons. right, next was increase font size and update fonts as needed. I think all the fonts already look good. We would just want to make them a little bit bigger. Yeah, I've got some bigger changes coming too. So maybe we pause on this for just a sec. I do know that for my flight path row, this 3. No, we don't like that. How is this being determined? Max width space after label divided by 3. Like I pass a width in, so why doesn't it just match the width? What does footing row do? Max width minus space after label divided by 3. Max width space after label divided by 3. That's what I pass in, button width and button height. Sized box space after label. Because it's within an expanded? Is that the reason? Like what? Or is it this? Sized box, height, button height. Padding only horizontally. Like what if I make this 0? Yeah. So the padding is my issue. On page, item count, clip behavior, pad ends. True scroll direction. Item builder. So I guess if I make this 4, then this just needs to accommodate. Let's say we do like minus 16. Yeah, okay. Now, increasing font size. Yeah. That is going to be dependent on a lot of the other things that I'm doing. So I'm going to pause on that for a second. We're going to leave that one. The next thing I wanted to do was shrink the width of this column just a little bit. All the way up. We got container, right? Yep. Deep stats entry. Column. Row, so this is up top. Now we've got sized box row height. Space after label. 60. So if I just make this 50. Yeah. How much can I get away with? A little too much. A little bit too much. Okay. Sure. Left column slightly narrower. Done. Adding spacing between all of the buttons. Indeed. Let's go to shot type row. Divided by 4. Let's say I'm going to just give 4 padding here. So we're going to go minus 12. Too much. Not minus 12. Minus 3. Yeah. Is that enough spacing? I do the same thing for release angle. All right, well, there is spacing. Let's take this one thing at a time here. Set apply path to show its index. Okay, and so then when I start the round for every shot, I want the flight path value initial page. Index of widget selected. Actual options. So it's getting past all flight path values. And net state actual options. Is equal to these. Initial page is equal to index of widget selected. Clamp 0. Like, what if we just do this? And let's do a reset. Is that going to break stuff? Yeah, just so it starts on the second one there. Let's say we do this. We go fairway, next shot. Does that reset it every time? Does not. Does not. Do I want it to reset every time? I wonder, is there a way for me to just like trigger this to run? Let's ask ChatGPT this. Is there a way to trigger the init state to run state below to run from the parent programmatically? Yeah, okay. Oh, did update widget. This might just be what I want. No, go away. Go away. Stop. Reject. All right. Oh, we already have a did update widget. Oh. IDX animate page. Okay, so then same thought here. What if I do just do that. Let's give that a try. Trying to make it so that, you know, here we're starting with straight being selected, which is not the first index. I just wanted all things to be visible. I see the issue. That's not gonna work. Okay. So that's got to be this. If old widget selected is not equal, which it's not going to be, then we're animating to the page. Controller. Page controller. So yeah, because it's not just did update the widget, it's only did you submit the shot. That's what I'm trying to track. I mean, it's not the biggest deal. Like, this is pretty nitpicky. I technically accomplished what I wanted to, which was just at the start to get the initial index, which was an easy fix, just to have it be the center. Yeah, so we got rid of that line of code. Now it works. And I was thinking that, you know, okay, we put a landing, we submit a shot. Could I get it to just start at the second index again? I don't think so. What if we do like Annie? So yeah, that like turnover is the, I assume it just stays put. Yeah. Nothing updates. Okay. We could, I'm gonna have options here, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have additional notes on this view too, once I get through all of this. All right, technically we did that. Technically, all right. Real simple one here, next to distance. I want a period. I just gotta figure out where I call that. Distance row, surely, right? Yeah. Period. Okay. Change mark to land. Okay, we can do that. Mark doesn't quite make sense here, so we're gonna try landing, I guess. I still don't know if I love that. Landing progress, mark. Isn't there? Okay, so it's coming from the scorecard then, mark. It's not coming from the scorecard. Progress bar, all logging progress, factory. This is what it's coming from, land. It'd be nicer if that was even an icon. Excuse me. Return text. would be nicer if that was an icon. I need native Flutter icon options to indicate a location or geographic lanyard. Location. Whoa. All right. It's all right. We can try these. Incomplete label is equal to. No, we can't do that. We'll just do, let's drop this down. We're gonna go else if not completed and label is equal to main landing keys. Then we're going to return, don't want that, return icon. Label all shot login key. 1812 Lita. Okay. Whew. All right, and then I guess we're just gonna try these. Location on. I guess we can. Okay, so that's what location on looks like. That's not bad. Outline might be a little bit better. It's better than pinned. So making this an icon is what we're doing right now. 40. Okay, that's promising so far. Place outlined, and pin drop. Place outlined, basically the same thing. And pin drop. I like pin drop outlined better. Okay. Near me outlined. Near me outlined. Near my location. Ooh. I think pin drop outlined is better. GPS. All right, pin drop outlined is what we got so far. I think that's what we're rolling with. All right, pin drop outlined. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Next. All right, so I was going to change it to a different word, but I like the icon better. Create a toggle to use in place of empty box. Okay. So I was trying to think about what to do with this empty box up here, and I think what I'm going to do is to take footing out of the center. So footing is one that for the general disc golfer isn't going to get used a whole lot. There's always going to be exceptions to that, but in terms of what is going to be the least common section used for 95% of people, it's going to be footing. Like, you're going to throw a standstill every once in a while, sure, but every single shot you can have one of these. You can have a shot type, distance, angle, flight path, give it a grade, have a miss or two, or not have a miss. But, you know, it's maybe going to be a couple shots around that you're going to note bad footing or a standstill, unless you're playing some super wooded course. Anywho, so I want to take that section out. I want to put it up here, and I want it to be tappable to change the option. So. Let me think about what the best way is for me to do that. I know I have, no, not this. Let's hide this for a sec. Deep stats icon button, deep stats button. What do I use in settings? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, because I have the toggles to enable and disable. Flutter switch is what we have. That's unit of measurement. No, that's not what I want. Deep stats toggle. All stats management, deep stats toggles. Okay. So it is its own thing. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I could go like customize the colors here and just use it again. So this is what I'm wondering if I should replicate, is this. And I think I might, honestly. Deep stats colors. Let's just go way up here. We're going to go static bar deep stats toggle color. And then how do I have this set up? All right, so colors here, we've got button color, border color, and we're passing a case. Okay, so this could work. Deep stats toggle base color is equal to it's either for settings or it's for this. Excuse me. Base colors is equal to, and I just want to pass cases, so extreme dark, ultra dark, and dark. Colors, vivid, purple, extreme dark, ultra dark, and dark. Beautiful. Static var deep stats toggle border colors is equal to, and then this one, what do we have? We've got absolute, extreme, ultra. This is absolute, extreme, ultra. Okay. And then button colors, we have this. Oh, that's the whole container. Oh, I'm calling the whole thing. Ah. I see. Which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Do I have room for the whole thing in here? No, but we can final bool for logging. This step for logging equals false. So here we would end up doing a if widget for logging, else, and else is going to get this return for the container. Setting that up so that it's not going to affect what we have in the settings, because for logging is always going to default to false, but if it doesn't, then this gesture detector is the part that I need. So then we're going to return this. Yeah, which does feel a little bit silly to duplicate it all twice, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so no more colors there. I guess we're going to keep that the same, and then we'll have to update get text as well. Okay. Sure. All right, so we got those colors in there, and now let's do static var deep stats toggle logging base colors. Static var deep stats toggle logging border colors. And I was kind of thinking that I would just go shades of gray with the border, with the black border the whole way. And so here we could go, so we went darker to lighter, so we can try that. Graphite. Maybe not. We can do a gray. I think I need more shades of gray. We can do that. Graphite lightest. Graphite lighter. We're going to do that. And let's just throw a lightest on here. Not to get too technical for you, but that's lighter, lightestest. Yeah. Lighter. Yeah, we're not done here. Lightest. All right, base colors, black the whole way. Border color we can ignore. For text color, if it's for logging, this is actually easy. We don't even have to customize it. We just go black. To accommodate view only, we can adjust that. We can see what it looks like first. So now it's just the get the button colors here and get the text. All right, so get text. Do I have clean footing options here? Bad footing, stand still. We can make it fit. I can adjust width. All right, bad footing shot type. So we're going to start with normal. So let's go static const normal footing. Normal. And I'm going to need to make sure that I set this up to where if normal is selected, nothing gets passed. We don't want to log footing if it doesn't exist. There's no reason to change what I have already. All right, so no, dang it. Get text. You know, let's make this easier on myself. Stats labels dot normal footing 0. Stand still, bad footing shot type. Get logging text, okay. Get button colors. Can I throw an if statement in here? If widget dot is for logging, else this is actually not a good way to do this. Let's go up here. We're going to go var base button colors is equal to deep stats colors dot toggle base colors. Border colors is equal to toggle border colors, and then if widget dot for logging deep stats toggle logging base colors logging border colors. You can't do that? Oh, not, I see. Wrong spot. Now they're called up there. But I want it to be here. All right, let's grab this. And I'm going to move them inside of here, perhaps. That doesn't work. And move them inside of here. I can. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do this. And then this down here. Button color, get border color. Get logging text. All right, button colors, border colors. I'm going to set that as such. And then so button colors. And then here we should just need to do this. Why would we do switch colors? Where did switch colors come? Button colors to border colors 0. One, 2. Okay, let's do a reset on that and just make sure that I haven't put it in here yet, but we're going to make sure that the settings one works okay. And if that does, then we'll probably sign off here fairly quick. Perfect. Okay, and then all deep logging graphics. Yeah. Where do I have empty? Right there. All right, container. So instead of that container, space between, we're going to go, where's my settings at? deep stats toggle. All deep logging graphics, that's going to go here. Set state. I do probably want to keep that set state. But everything else. Fix the formatting here. All right, let's get this in. Deep stat toggle. All right. Label doesn't actually need a label because we took that part out. Why did that not just delete it? I had it highlighted. All right, initial value. Doesn't matter. That can be 0. Width also really doesn't matter, actually. Because I'm hard coding the toggle size, so it's just the I think we can just do like a max W here. We can throw in the 0.95, it doesn't really matter. And then for logging, true. Let's see what the heck that spits out. Did not actually call the new text. Deep stats toggles. All right, so if logging, this needs to be get logging text. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. Okay. Normal, bad footing, and standstill. Yeah, and then I am. So now within the graphics, we call the toggle. And then whatever I do with the footing row, if mounted return, omit changed. On changed val. Are we good or no? Int can't be assigned to a variable of type string because that's what it returns. Value changed int. It does. All right, so we'll go if val equals 0. Footing equals nothing. Else if val equals 1. Footing equals, what order did I go in here? Normal, standstill first. Deep stats. Yep, you had it. And then else. Footing equals bad footing shot type. And then can I get a little print footing just to double check here? And so I think by doing that, we should be logging normally, which would be great. Meaning that I could just remove the footing row and this would work just fine. Stand still, bad footing, blank. Sick, and everything else works perfectly too. So now the only thing left really is to remove that row, but this is good. The appearance could still be changed. Maybe we'll, on the style presets, let's go lightest, lightestest, and then let's go off-white, soft. Just to make normal brighter. That's the goal there. Yeah. I like it. Okay, I do have removing the footing row as a different task, just because I know that's going to be a step 2 and things are going to change for that, but toggle in place. And it's like I had the space, so I might as well take this, put this here, take this out, and then everything else gets more room. I could make the miss buttons a little bit bigger and go 2 rows, or just so they all fit. We'll have options there. Font sizes can get a little bit bigger, I think. Just more room. More room can't be a bad thing. All right, so those are done. And then remove the footing row from view, update toggle. Maybe I can go ahead and do that. Maybe I can. Labels, shot type graphic. No. Do have lots of stuff open at the moment, so we'll go clean that up a little bit. There we go. All right. So we don't need print footing. That is working exactly as I want it to, which is awesome. And so now, just for the sake of not totally breaking anything yet, we're just going to comment it out. Yeah. Everything else is still sized the same way, so it's not going to automatically take up space. We'll have to build that in, but yeah, okay. Remove the footing row from view. Logic's already updated. We did that, so it works. It works. Oh, I did have opinions on what the toggle should look like. Like selected options below. Okay, we can get to that. Deep steps in front of landing. Both on view and progress. Reset page back to deep stats. I didn't on extra changes. Improve appearance. Okay, so that's gonna be, that'll be next. Yeah, so I've still got a lot of stuff on the shot logging. Big ones are now updating sizing and fonts based on taking the footing row out. Updating icon sizes, just making use of the extra space at this point. Some more appearance changes with color of the toggle. I want to flip the order of these, and add some new logic every time a shot is confirmed. And then the big thing to do. So right now we've got kind of the miniature undo button in this working. Jeez. You can easily undo stuff in this just by tapping it twice. But we've got the back button here that undoes this. What will currently crash the app actively every time. And to demonstrate, we enter in a shot. It's great. We go next shot. Awesome. Oops, I made a mistake. I need to undo. Okay. Well, it didn't actually crash that time, but it also did not work. On the T, 11 to 22 feet is what we're showing right there. So that is something that we got to fix. So getting the undo button working is really the last big functionality issue in what I have for this update currently. So that's going to be the last thing I do on the shot logging section, and that's going to be an endeavor. Updating things with the undo button always is. But one more video, definitely at least finished everything else, hopefully make progress on the undo button, hopefully finish it. Then I've got my extra section of just general notes across the app, and then we have finally stepping back over to the fun part, which is these graphics, and starting to implement changes for these two guys. I did implement a fix too. This thing was drastically slowing down the app just because it was constantly calling code every time the graph is updated, and you can see how it's constantly moving, so code was constantly being run. So I fixed that. So it's not constantly running anymore, which is good. But all right, a little bit of progress. Not quite as exciting as the graphic changes in terms of noticeable differences, but steps. I do like this icon. So yeah, we'll get this cleaned up more, get the undo button working. Then we're going to jump over to the extra changes, which a big thing of that is going to be improving how this works. The up and down works well. I want to change the appearance of it a little bit, but then, the left and right poses problems. So works okay right now, but once you get outside of the screen, it just, it's not good. So I need to improve sections where you can drag and only the disk moves and the page doesn't move, and then other sections where the page will move, you can't grab the disk. It's need a little bit of clarification there. So also maybe make the basket a little bit smaller. Right now it's technically impossible to airball. And we'll have to update benchmarks everywhere accordingly, but we can get there. Got to update, what arrows show depending on where the disk is at. Like, this is not really high. It's pretty good for center. The low is working okay, but to call that really left and high is inaccurate. So lots of stuff to tweak. But progress. Got about another 9 days until I want to be done with this and have it ready to send out to people, which is definitely still doable. Good chunk of progress today. So we'll shut up. Another short video, but I'm sure we'll be back again. Maybe not tomorrow. I'll still be doing some work. One thing I might tackle off video is the undo button, just because I know that's something that is gonna take me some time and is not. I like to film the big aesthetic changes. Those are fun to capture, I think. The undo button, it's, I could spend 2 hours working on that, and at least from the standpoint of how the app looks, nothing's gonna change. It's just that a button's gonna work, which is an important step. I'll go through, if I do it off video, I'll go through what I had to do to get it to work. But yeah, all right, we'll shut it there. As always, thanks to anybody who finds this after the fact. If there's anything you want to see in C1x, let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. Excited to get this out to everyone. Excited to start using it in my own rounds. But I'm sure many changes to come once I actually start testing it. But yeah. Thanks again. Maybe we'll see you in the next one.